It was halftime in Istanbul. Liverpool were losing 3-0 to AC Milan in the Champions League final. And what happened in that dressing room in the next 15 minutes changed football history forever. But what really happened is far stranger than you think. You probably know the scoreline. You probably know the comeback. But nobody talks about what actually went on behind that door at the Ataturk Stadium on May 25, 2005. By the 45th minute, Liverpool had been dismantled. Paolo Maldini had scored inside the first minute. Hernan Crespo had doubled it, then tripled it. The Italian press were already writing their match reports. AC Milan's fans were singing as if the cup was already theirs. And they were right to sing. Your brain does something strange when you believe it is over. It shuts down a mechanism called motivational persistence. Your body starts conserving energy. You stop fighting for the outcome and start managing the pain of the loss. This is what was happening to Liverpool as they walked toward that tunnel. But Jamie Carragher did not let it happen. Hobbling with cramp, he turned to his teammates and screamed. Not instructions, not tactics, just raw, unfiltered noise. Because sometimes the brain does not need logic. It needs a shock, pattern interrupt, something to stop the shutdown before it completes. Inside the dressing room, Rafael Benitez did not panic. He did not shout. He pulled out a folded tactical sheet he had prepared before the game and never used. He had 2 changes already decided. Didi Hamann would drop into defensive midfield, cutting off the supply line to Kaka, who had torn Liverpool apart all evening. That single substitution restructured everything. It shifted Liverpool from a flat 4-4-2 into a 4-5-1 with a genuine anchor. Kaka touched the ball 5 times in the second half. He had touched it 23 times in the first. Then Benitez moved Gerrard higher into a box-to-box role and told the full-backs to push wider, stretching Milan's defensive line. He drew arrows on the whiteboard, diagonal runs, overlapping channels, the specific corridor between Nesta and Cafu on Milan's right, the one place their defensive communication broke down under pressure. Then he told them something simple. Milan were about to protect the lead. And a team protecting a lead is not the same team that built it. The aggression drops. The press softens. Caution creeps in. And caution, Benitez said, is a crack. You only need 1 goal to turn a crack into a collapse. That is not inspiration. That is football intelligence. Gerrard walked out for the second half a different player. The captain headed in on 54 minutes. Vladimir Smicer struck from distance 2 minutes later. And then Gerrard won the penalty that Xabi Alonso converted on the rebound. 3 goals in 6 minutes. 3 goals that should not have been possible by any rational measure. AC Milan were one of the greatest club sides ever assembled. But they had done what every team does with a 3-goal lead. They shifted from hunting to protecting. And in that shift, they became exactly what Benitez had told his players they would become. It was halftime in Istanbul. Liverpool were losing 3-0. And what happened behind that door was not a miracle. It was a manager who had already seen the second half before it was played. A captain who could not accept what the scoreboard was telling him. And a tactical adjustment so precise it made one of football's greatest teams disappear. You have felt a version of that before. A moment when everything said stop. And something inside you did not. That is the Istanbul dressing room. And now you will never watch that footage the same way again.